headlines. Pm-Istv fails to deliver NDB water supply in Chattrikulen as pipeline remains unissued despite treatment plant completion. Hello and welcome to Pm-Istv English News. I'm Surbala Kangabam. Let's see the news in detail. The assurance to supply water through new development bank water supply project taken up by Pm-Istv in Chattrikulen village under Kamjong district is unfulfilled as despite construction of the treatment plant, pipe has not been issued. According to King of Chattrikulen, Springshed AS stated that despite the completion of the treatment plant under the NDB water supply project, it has already begun to deteriorate as pipelines have not been supplied to date. He further alleged that during the construction of the treatment plant, the villagers were engaged as workers but were not paid their wages. According to him, repeated appeals made to the concerned authorities for the supply of pipelines and the commencement of water supply has gone unanswered. Villagers have also alleged that the higher authority and the officials involved colluded to misuse the project funds. Here is a report.
जो development ओइरो any facility से चपचाना फंगबसु लेते ममिंगदी ताबा ममिंगाक ताबा थबक पुदे एखोइगी कानबदि अबसु फंगदबा हौजिक जेजे ओइरो एनडीबी ओइरो इसिंग अमसु फंगदेना अमाबो ओइरो थबक पो फजना पांथोकलबदि एखोइगी नुंगाइबदु लेना ममिंगदा आंगांगी लाफदबी सानबगुमना गवर्नमेंट एखोइद सानबसिदि एखोइजी इंडिया की नत्रगा मणिपुर की सिटीजन नत्रब्रा हाइबसु अदुम खलायबा एखोइ
अदु कंप्लेंट सु मयाम तौखरे हाइबा याबसु मयाम एखोइ अपील तौखरेबा अदु खंगे कुमसी अखोइ कमजों डिस्ट्रिक्ट ओइना अखोइना ताबदा खुन खरा खरादी तुम पीबा होरे अदु हुजि फो अखोइ खुन किदि करियम सु पीदरी अखोइ कमजों डिस्ट्रिक्ट सु पॉपुलर गवर्नमेंट लेबक मतमदा एमएलए ना केनो मयाम दा इसिं पीखरे हाइना अमारसु मयाम दा खंगरामगनि मतमदु खरा कुइरे ओजा बिरेना फंथोकसु ले युब्ला कुतिंग दा पीखरे हाइबगी हारोबा नुंगाइबा फंथोकसु लेखरेबा अदु यंगो छि अखोइ कमजों डिस्ट्रिक्ट ने अखोइ सामफुम ब्लॉक नि अखोइ इदि एसको एरिया सिदि टोटली अखोइ खुन खकनते दुमाइना याम बेवर सु ओइबा नेग्लेक्ट सु ओइबा अखोइ गिसि नो ओनली चात्रिक खनाव गिसु चांग खनाव गिसु चमु मकोट गिसु अदुंगाइ ना अखोइ एरिया सिदा खरा मियंग चंबी हनिंगे मयाम सु खंगिदुनी अखोइ एरिया सिदि याम थापप बर्मा बाउंड्री नि लंबी सु फते लाइट सु लेते इसिंग सु लेते अखोइ नि हिंगरि सिदि अखोइ प्रजा से मणिपुर प्रजा मानदबा कुमखरे अखोइ सिदि कोपोरा क्रेरा एबकुमना थमखरेबा
Third Interdepartmental Roundtable Conference on Springshed Management was held at the Conference Hall of the Science PG Block, Dhanamanjuri University. The third Interdepartmental Roundtable Conference on Springshed Management was jointly organized by the Organizing Committee, Third Interdepartmental Roundtable Conference, Forest Department and Dhanamanjuri University. During the program, Chief Conservator of Forest L. Joy Kumar Singh stated that the project has been initiated in Ukhrul and Kangpopi districts and that all line departments are working together for its implementation. He said the first roundtable conference was held in 2024, followed by another in February 2025. While implementing the project, several challenges were encountered. He highlighted that water scarcity has become a major issue. Today, water is sold in bottles, and if the situation worsens, it may even be sold in capsule form, which is a serious concern, he said. He stated that water scarcity is a global problem, and deforestation is one of the main reasons for drying up of spring areas. He also pointed out that it is difficult to determine the exact number of springs in the state. However, the project has been launched in a few identified villages in Ukhrul and Kangpopi districts, and report indicated that 50 out of 53 springs out of have dried up as per reports. The springs located in Kobru Hill Range are no longer visible and their discharge capacity has drastically reduced. He stressed the need to revive these springs. The Forest Department alone cannot handle this task. The Water Resources Department has also started working on it. Apart from the departments, villagers must also participate, and it is believed that with community involvement, positive outcomes can be achieved. Training has been provided to stakeholders, including para-hydrologists who have already begun their work. Under project, specific springs have been identified for intervention. By adopting an integrated approach to Springshed development, efforts are being made to identify existing issues and implement appropriate measures to revive the springs. He called for collective efforts to ensure that the state becomes a state with water security.
Deforestation land use present sense issue developmental activities cinema city water scarcity se asom issue aduna punjan sigi round table se discuss already momentum how to carry forward maduki is third round table sigi objectives.
Malem Thongam, who is carrying the message of Cycling for Peace Manipur from Delhi, was warmly received by members of the community at the hall of the Manipuri Cultural Society, Kohima, Nagaland. The members observed 2 minutes of silence seeking God's guidance for the restoration of peace in Manipur. They also prayed for Malem's journey to be completed safely and for his message of peace to reach its destination without any division among communities. In a press release, the General Secretary of the Manipuri Cultural Society, Kohima, Nagaland, K.H. Nanda, appealed to the people of Manipur to extend their support to Malem and his peace mission. Delhi Maitai Coordinating Committee, with the help of Manipur Students Association Delhi and United Kaching Students Association Delhi, held a sit-in protest at Delhi demanding resettlement of IDPs. Numerous people gathered at the protest. In connection with Nupi Lal Day, a medical camp was organized by 26th Sector Assam Rifles Palel Garrison at the 26th Sector Assam Rifles campus, providing healthcare services in the fields of eye care, general medicine, obstetrics and gynecology, dentistry and the orthopedics. Around 180 men and women from various villages of Kaching and Palel benefited from the camp. The event was attended by the commander of 26th Sector Assam Rifles, Brigadier Robin Chitraji, along with the officers of the unit. Det 158th Battalion on Tuesday successfully conducted a civic action program in its area of responsibility under F158 under the aegis of the MN sector, aimed at improving community infrastructure and supporting local residents. As part of the program, a newly constructed sanitation block was handed over to the community center of Sanjem Chirang village under Segmai Police Station in Imphal West District. The toilet facility, equipped with separate units for men and women, addresses the key sanitation and hygiene requirement of the village. In addition, the battalion distributed essential utilities including solar lamps, pedestal fans and electric lights to assist the needy population. The program witnessed enthusiastic participation from villagers and was attended by the commandant of 158th Battalion, other officers and local residents. The initiative reaffirmed the CRPF's commitment to strengthening community relations and contributing to the welfare and development of the local populace. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today embarked on a three-nation tour covering Jordan, Ethiopia and Oman. In the first leg of the visit, he is traveling to Jordan at the invitation of King Abdullah II ibn Ai Hussein, where he will hold detailed discussions with the king and Jordanian Prime Minister Jafar Hassan. The Prime Minister will also interact with the Indian community in Amman, whose contributions have strengthened India-Jordan relations as the visit coincides with the 75th anniversary of diplomatic ties between the two countries. From Amman, PM Modi will proceed to Addis Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, where he will hold talks with Ethiopian Prime Minister Dr. Abiy Ahmed Ali, meet members of the Indian diasporas, and address a joint session of parliament. In the final leg of the tour, the Prime Minister will visit Muscat, Oman on Wednesday to hold discussions with the Sultan of Oman and address the Indian diaspora, marking 70 years of diplomatic relations between India and Oman. Argentine football superstar Lionel Messi, along with Inter Miami teammates Luis Suarez and Rodrigo de Paul, will conclude his much-anticipated Got India Tour 2025 in New Delhi today, December 15, following appearances in Kolkata, Hyderabad and Mumbai over the weekend. The trio is scheduled to visit Arun Jaitley Stadium, where Messi will meet Indian cricket star Virat Kohli and conduct a football clinic for children. In addition, Messi is expected to meet Prime Minister Narendra Modi, the Chief Justice of India, the Army Chief, and the Argentine ambassador, and several top government officials. Fans in the national capital are eagerly anticipating the football legend's first public appearance in the city, which will mark the grand finale of his India tour. Lionel Messi and Inter Miami teammates Luis Suarez and Rodrigo de Paul were to fly to New Delhi from Mumbai in a charter flight, which has been delayed due to heavy fog in the national capital, according to news agencies. American Congressman Raja has warned that the US-India relationship is entering a cold and frigid phase, citing recent policy shifts that he says undermine a partnership built over 3 decades. Speaking at the India Abroad Dialogue in Chicago, Krishnamurthy called for a warmer and stronger bilateral relationship, highlighting shared commitments to democracy, equality, secularism, minority rights, and free enterprise. He sharply criticized the Trump administration's tariff policy, arguing that higher tariffs on India than on China are strategically counterproductive, especially as the US seeks to counterbalance in China's global influence. Krishnamurthy also defended legal immigration, cautioning against a rising anti-Indian sentiment, and praised the 5 million strong Indian American community as vital bridge builders between New Delhi and Washington. The US-India strategy partnership, he noted, has significantly expanded since the early 2000s, covering defense, technology and trade. The India Abroad Dialogue, a 10-city tour, began in Detroit and is organized in partnership with the Foundation of India and Indian Diaspora Studies, the US-India Community Foundation and other community organizations. Well, the death toll in the Sydney Bondi Beach shooting, which occurred on the first day of the Jewish festival of Hanukkah, has risen to 15, with Australian police declaring the incident a terrorist attack. Officials said the alleged perpetrators were a father and son, aged 50 and 24, with the father dead and the son hospitalized under police custody. The attack left 42 people injured, including 2 police officers, and authorities recovered 6 firearms and 2 improvised explosives devices from the scene. Prime Minister Narendra Modi strongly condemned the attack, offering condolences to the families of the victims and affirming India's solidarity with Australia in this time of grief, while emphasizing India's zero-tolerance policy towards terrorism. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar also condemned the attack, expressing New Delhi's thoughts and sympathies for the victims and their families through a social media post. And before we wind up, the top stories once again. PHED fails to deliver NDP water supply in Chatrikulen as pipeline remains unissued despite treatment plant completion. Well, thank you so much for joining with us.